Hey, it's Annaliese and I'm back with another binge-worthy America's Next Top Model British Invasion recap. This time I'm doing episode 7, which is the Estelle Photoshoot. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, first of all, I don't know what you're thinking. You could be missing out on all of my juicy content, including my recent How Much Money Can You Actually Make From Modeling video. But do not worry, I will not hold it against you as long as you click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. As I said, I'm recapping the Estelle Photoshoot from episode 7 of ANTM season 18. I'm not going to do my usual mashup. You know, where I kind of start at elimination and then show behind the scenes footage from the photoshoot kind of edited in between. I'm actually going to break this episode down into 2 parts. So I'm going to start off with recapping the photoshoot and then the elimination in part 2. Now, I am always open to your ideas, so let me know which way you prefer below. This shoot was right up there as one of my favourites. The fact that Estelle was actually in the shot with us was like a cherry on top of the cake. Her album Shine, well, it was literally the soundtrack to my life back then, I kid you not. I used to play it super loud in my car, my gold Fiat Punto. I'd be dancing, living my best life. I'd play American Boy if I wasn't going to get a copyright notice. But anyways, I just wanted to impress her, and yeah, it was a great shoot. However, there was one main problem. The brief for this shoot changed and developed throughout the day. So initially, we were told by Jay that this shoot was all about extreme posing. Over the top, extreme, out of the box, nothing safe. I feel like the word tooch was mentioned, but it wasn't focused on at all. Like, I have no clue what kind of editing went on with Jay's, like, intro speech to us. But yeah, tooching was not the focus.
Obviously, we're doing a photo shoot in this huge, gorgeous Bel Air mansion. This week, we're taking the booty tooch to the high fashion extreme.
1, 2, 3, booty tooch!
What you guys are going to be are art installations at a fabulous dinner party in this mansion. So hopefully you guys have been practicing your posing because we need the extreme booty tooch. And we want to see that tooch.
There is no excuse for my tooch not to be tooched correctly because Tyra has taught me the way. So I'm gonna give them some booty hootie, some toochy fruity.
Now, your photographer today is a hugely acclaimed British photographer, Mr. Ben Shaw.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning!
Ben has shot for huge magazines like UK Glamour, Marie Claire, and W.
We're expecting a lot. It's going to be a great individual shoot for all of you. Welcome to the shoot. Let's have fun.
So let's get you guys into hair and makeup and have some fun. Come on up. You got legs for me today?
Yeah, I got legs.
Because, honey, I want to see the legs for days in this photo.
Okay. I really want Best Picture this week again. I want to scare these American girls. They're not scared at all. They knew their video was crap. This week, I feel like a UK girl could get this.
You are going to have somebody else in your shot who's the host of the party, and it's someone who knows all too well the transition from going from the UK to the US. It's Estelle. Look at how gorgeous she is.
Estelle is a British singer who was like massive in Britain. She sings American Boy and I really like that song. But she's like one of the only singers who has managed to make it over to the States. I have so much respect for her because she's living the dream that I really want to do. She is living in the States and I know how difficult that is because I've been trying.
And Estelle has a new song called Thank You from her new album, All of Me. So now what kind of advice can you give these girls in terms of being in front of a camera?
It's about just giving that extra little something when you're in front of the camera. You have to be yourself, but you just give it that little bit extra. You know who you are, just push it to the 10th limit.
You can come
All
out.
right, see you later, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
So when we walk on set, like there's this grand table and then we see a cell in the middle. The whole aim is to stand out here because the other 2 girls in the competition are going to be in your picture. You can't make them shine over you. You know, you need to be the centerpiece.
Everything here is edible, except the fish.
You are supposed to be an art installation performing for these people having dinner.
She's crawling on the table. What is happening? does she? Okay. I think Laura just probably needs to be a little bit more aware of what else is in the shot when she's doing these shapes. I was kind of like, you know, like, hello.
And now you girls in the back all toast one another and...
Beautiful.
Laura, is it a little tough for her what to do? So sometimes when you try too hard to do anything, you don't always succeed in what you're doing. It's a tough one, right? Squeeze one of those. Crush it. Go.
They got all over my face.
See how they keep referring to being an art installation and being the centerpiece. Like the word tooch was kind of barely mentioned at this point. As you can see, it was Alicia, Kyle and Laura that were actually in that first group. Now, on the show, in every single episode, they always seem to show the shoot in a different order to what it happened in. It's not usually a big deal, doesn't make a difference. However, in this episode, I actually think it makes a difference because the brief just hadn't been developed at this point. You can actually tell that those three shot first because the table's like really neat and really organized. Yeah, I think they had a bit of a disadvantage. And remember, you're always a bit of a guinea pig when you shoot first anyways.
We're ready. Hi.
Don't be afraid, be British. Come on, girls.
Don't lose your tooch. No, that's a squooch. Catherine became lost on set. She didn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, she was just grasping at any prop. This is crazy in the bad way. Good.
Sorry, I'm like right in the middle.
Beautiful.
How is it, lovely?
This is my debauchery. Annaliese, I think, did really well. I mean, I think she was the injection of life, where a couple of the other girls were a little bit tame. She was like, I'm just gonna this way and that, and it was real dynamic.
Excellent.
Nah, this shoot hurt. I mean, it's actually quite funny because a lot of the time when you are shooting like fashion and sometimes beauty stuff, the positioning can hurt just because the more awkward the body position, sometimes the better the shot. But this shoot was a whole other story. I mean, there was so much stuff everywhere that you had to navigate in between. The body shapes, the dresses were tight. I kind of felt like a circus performer. It was a lot. There was shaking and trembling and all sorts. But can you actually notice the difference in energy levels from Laura's shoot to Catherine's into my shoot? Mine and Catherine's was later in the day, and by that point, the brief had developed more. It was more over the top. You can see that the girls were kind of standing up in the back of our shot, whereas in Laura's, they were kind of sat down. We'd been told about the whole tooching thing, but we still didn't know that it was the main focal point. I think I did pretty well. Estelle gave me great feedback. However, I do think it's interesting that she kind of said that I was dynamic and the injection of life, I think she said. Whereas the feedback she gave Laura was that she didn't know what she was doing, when I actually think, despite going first, her movements and stuff was pretty dynamic. Interesting, right?
All right, young lady. You know the drill. Decadence, decadence, decadence. Yeah, and really extreme. You have to find ways of fitting into this environment.
Oh! You're booty tooching to the extreme. So it's not just a little booty tooch. It's a huge booty tooch. That was hard work. Like, my back's hurting me, my shoulders hurting me, I'm shaking, and I'm feeling the pressure. Like, I'm sweating.
Tooch, Alicia, tooch. I think Alicia struggled a little bit. I feel a bit bad for her because she's like on my team and I wanted her to do well.
Don't forget the tooch. There you go. So let's go for the extreme, Alicia.
I don't know, man. If Alicia gets at home, she needs to be ugly. Ugly pretty.
Be this, that, and that.
Yeah.
I walked out of Alicia's because they just kept saying to her, we need more, and Alicia was doing this, and I just thought she's playing it really safe, and I can hear the comments at panel being like, you played it too safe. Worried for us, Brits.
I mean, yeah, so in her defense, she definitely did play it safe. I think the editing, again, is kind of showing or trying to show that we knew about the tooch thing. We didn't know as much as it looks like on the show, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'll say in her defense. She still was really safe, and you could see us Brits on the side trying to encourage her to do a bit more. I think that as Jay kind of saw the first group, he realized that it wasn't working. It was a bit stagnant, a bit flat, a bit perfect, like everything was just placed everywhere. And I think as the day went on, he realized that he wanted more extreme and over the topness, and then the tooch word started getting reinforced. Actually, after the first group, so after Alicia, Kyle, and Laura, he actually came into the hair and makeup room to reinforce the tooch situation, which meant the girls shooting after kind of had a bit of an advantage.
You know where we left off? Ready? Be extravagant, be eccentric. Watch out for that meringue pie, it's real. Go for that. Go for it.
I finally feel like Sophie has come into her own. She's been free of those horrible manacles that have been holding her back, because she's willing to do anything.
I personally think we've got it.
Yep.
Some
Good job.
amazing,
Yes.
amazing imagery.
Shit, my muscles are going like, ah! It's because I don't get very much exercise.
I know the judges always want you to look very sweet and very young. I want you to amp it up a little bit. I just want to see something a little different today.
That is one crazy pose.
Yes, there you go.
That's very bootylicious.
Oh my God.
All right, and look at
That's really good. Yeah, play it,
Keep working
it. That's, there goes that pie.
Annaliese has already shot before. What can you do with her face?
Pie was up my nose, on my eyelashes, in my face. Like, she gets best photo. Simone owes me a huge one. Thinking of facial. Yeah, I was a good sport with Simone. I think I actually inhaled pie.
It's your booty. You can see, I don't have a booty. You really don't have a booty. We might have to do pad for her.
I get a booty tooch pad because I literally have no butt. Like, my body is so bored straight. I don't have a butt to pop.
Give one for Kyle.
My fake booty.
Kyle had a fake booty tooch put in her dress. Only one of the girls that had a fake booty. So not every girl has an ass. Doesn't mean you should go buy out a freaking booty pad. I want Kyle to go home a lot. Like, horribly. Like, I would pay someone.
You're trying to get their attention. They're totally ignoring you. They're more interested in their food. Bread and beans.
It's definitely the end of a very eccentric banquet.
So we got it. That's a wrap, everybody.
Yay, thank you.
Kyle sits there and, like, she's the only person that had a booty tooch on.
Yeah.
And you know why all those shots look good? She's wearing a fake ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the girls are quite upset because when you're like trying to tooch and stuff, it's actually really painful to try and hold it and push it and push it and push it. So for Kyle, she had butt pads in, she had natural bum, so she didn't really need to do anything to tooch, which meant she could just concentrate on posing and she was naturally tooching. So I think a lot of girls were like pissed off at that.
I was like, I can do everything she's doing right now.
I think she's not doing anything crazy. She's not doing anything out of this world. She's just...
The butt pad fiasco! I mean, it really wasn't that much of a big deal. No one actually cared that Kyle had a bum pad until we realised later in the day that the shoot was more focused on the tooch situation. I mean, Kyle doesn't have a butt, it's true, but neither does Sophie, so to me that made no sense. And I know what it looks like. It looks like all of us just hated Kyle, but I swear that was not the case. It wasn't about her being a bad person or anything like that. I think just when you're in a competition situation, it's only human that you kind of try and find the weakest link. That doesn't mean the person that's the most rubbish model or is a bad person or anything like that. It's just the person that's most likely to go home that will be less devastating to you. Yeah. Kyle just happened to be that girl for a lot of us at that stage. She also expressed the desire to go home, so I think all of us just kind of ran with that. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of this recap of episode 7, ANTM British Invasion. In part 2, I will cover elimination. We'll hear all the judges' comments and feedback. I'm sure we'll get more Kelly Catronisms and we'll say goodbye to another model. Now, I know who that is. I'm sure you know who that is, but I'll keep up the pretense and stay quiet. Please do follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my juicy content. See you next time.